without further ado, I'd like to call on the organizer of this great event, a man who has not slept, a man who has been moving all around, ensuring that he has and does everything possible to make sure that this event is a success. Please join me as a welcome for the opening speech, Dr. T.C. Shadrach, the founder and CEO, Vet Konect Limited. To give the speech and welcome all of us here.
Your Excellency, the Executive Governor of Benue State, the Honorable Minister of Livestock Development, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished members of the press, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. Benue State is 48 years and a couple of months old. This is the first livestock summit in the history of our beloved state under the distinguished leadership of His Excellency, the Executive Governor of Benue State. Please let's put our hands together, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much.
Mike.
What will it take to hold a summit? This 8-worded letter word was the question that led to the betting of what together we have gathered here to celebrate today as the Benue State Livestock Summit. For the first time ever, we gather under one roof to have a conversation that is long overdue. A conversation about the future of livestock production in Benue State, a sector that holds the key to our economic resilience, food security, and prosperity. On behalf of Vet Konect Limited, I stand here with immense pride, knowing that we have played a crucial role in bringing this vision to life. This summit is not just an event. It's a turning point, an awakening to an immense potential of livestock farming, and a call to action for all stakeholders to reimagine the future of livestock production. Vet Konect was founded with a clear mission to reimagine animal health care and livestock management through technology, innovation, collaboration, and in co-creating the Livestock Summit, sectors across the state, we have looked at different challenges ranging from the high cost of inputs, disease outbreaks, lack of access to veterinary services, climate change threatening our livestock, and policy gaps, where these are very palpable for all of us to be able to relate to. But we do not just see these as problems. What we saw when thinking through this process were opportunities to be able to create solutions. We are gathered here today because the stakes have never been higher. Nigeria's livestock sector is at a crossroads. On one hand, we see the growing demand for livestock products and the immense potential for exports. On the other, we face security threats, climate change disruptions, and limited access to critical resources. With the creation of the Federal Ministry of Livestock Development by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, His Excellency President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and placed under the able leadership of Alhaji Idi Mukhtar Miha, a new vista of opportunities has been opened for the entire nation in maximizing the unending potentials that the livestock sector offers for our shared and collective prosperity as a nation. This summit is important because it brings together key players from government bodies to industry leaders, from traditional livestock farmers to tech-driven innovators, to forge a path towards sustainable livestock production. It is a platform for new ideas, policy discussions, possible collaborations, and most importantly, actionable solutions. Reimagining livestock production for economic growth and self-sufficiency requires bold steps. At Vet Konect, we are committed to strengthening digital livestock health services, advancing disease surveillance and early warning systems, empowering farmers with knowledge and financial access, championing policy and regulatory frameworks, and promoting innovation and research. As we engage in meaningful discussions over the next 1 or 2 days, I urge everyone here, including our distinguished government leaders, investors, farmers, researchers, and the youth to take ownership of this agenda. Our problems are before us. Let us avoid the temptation to dwell on them endlessly, but move past thinking through sustainable approaches that set us on a path of growth. We must leave this summit not just inspired, but committed to action. Action that will ensure the future of livestock farming in Benue State is prosperous, resilient, and globally competitive. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, I have a big announcement. In the commitment to tackle the menace of substandard products across the livestock value chain, Vet Konect has formalized a partnership with Afrimash, an e-commerce platform for livestock inputs across Nigeria. This partnership guarantees that livestock farmers in Benue State and across other parts of Nigeria who leverage our platform to purchase inputs are guaranteed of premium quality. This will in no small measure improve productivity for livestock farmers across board. For information, visit our booth when His Excellency unveils the exhibition area to know more about how to leverage this opportunity. I began by stating that we gather here today, what we gather here for today started with a question. I want to call on other parties who not only inspired that question, but have also stood in making it a reality from day one. Dr. Tehemiswen Festus, please come to the stage. And Dr. Tesi Oro, please come to the stage. As veterinary professionals, my training empowers me to cherish the power of questions. If we are able to correctly frame them, we are oftentimes halfway through our problems. And gathering here today speaks to that truth. So here are a few questions I hope we will reflect on in the course of this summit. How will this summit serve to address the plethora of challenges undermining livestock production in Benue State and Nigeria at large? How can livestock farmers be better empowered to strengthen local production and consumption? With huge funding gaps in the livestock sector, data shows that for every dollar that has entered the African continent in the last 20 years, about 65 cents is dedicated to crops and only about 35 to livestock. But unique economics also shows us that livestock production is the only form of agriculture where you do not require a season to make it happen. That means you can wake up any day and have a chicken in your backyard. But we know that sometimes we have to wait for the rains before we start planting. Unfortunately, we have a challenge on our hands. What opportunities are bound for all of us to rethink animal health financing through flexible models that cater for improved infrastructure, private sector strengthening, and access to flexible models and social protection coverage for animal health professionals? How can our laws better protect livestock farmers in better guaranteeing against sharp practices, poor quality inputs, and animal health services? Now to the big elephant in the room, the farmer-header clashes. Beyond structural reforms like ranching and policy reforms that this current administration is heavily championing, how will this summit help in healing the wounds that have been created over the years? We might come here seeking answers to a lot of questions. Please permit me to oblige us to build a conversation around the quality of questions that we can ask and answer boldly, as history has repeatedly shown that the world we live in is built by the questions we ask. So let us indulge today in the discipline of right questions to forge a path forward. I want to thank most profoundly my principal, the Director General of the Benue Bureau of Livestock Development and Transboundary Animal Disease Control, a person of Dr. Ondaka Asambi, who at the point when we had reached out and requested to get government commitment to making the Benue State Livestock Summit a possibility after a bureau was created, he embraced it, took it upon himself, and today I am proud to say that we have been supported heavily. This summit will not be possible without the full backing of the Benue State government under the leadership of His Excellency, our Executive Governor Hyacinth Alia. Thank you so much, Your Excellency, for all you do. I will close by extending my deep appreciation to the summit planning team. We have over 70 volunteers who gave their energy. The DG gave us guidance. We worked with several stakeholders, summit sponsors, summit exhibitors, partners across board, who, without looking for track record, because there's none, found reason to support this, seeing the direction that this current administration is taking. Thank you for all you have done. Thank you for making this possible. And we are super delighted to have you here. Please indulge in every opportunity that this summit proposes and offers us. We are building a future that puts Benue on the map, not as a follower, but as a pace setter in livestock production. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Dr. Otezi Shadrach. Thank you so much.